Hi there. Are you ready for treasure mapping? Well, I'm here to tell you how. Treasure mapping is a wonderful idea that came to the mind of a woman many years ago in Unity whose name was Catherine McDougall. Now, Catherine wanted to have a way to teach people how to bring her wonderful thoughts, ideas, and desires into the way of making it come true. And she wrote this little pamphlet, which is just a little tiny pamphlet, which I have somewhere but cannot find, on how to bring your wonderful desires and dreams into focus and into matter. So here we go. The first thing you need is a desire from your heart. What might that be? Might it be a new car? A new place to live? A traveling place you want to go to? Or is it a new job? A new friend? All these things can come true to you by treasure mapping. And here's what you're going to need. First, you will need a folder. And I say a folder because I find these convenient to use, and I will show you in a moment just how I do use them. Then you will need some magazines and a pair of scissors, a glue stick, some perhaps daily words, felt pens, and here we go. One of my first treasure maps was made to bring into fruition my dream of my own child care center. Now, how was I going to get that started? Well, I began leafing through magazines to find children and toys and words and ideas. And then I cut them out, and taking my folder and always labeling what's in it, I created my treasure map on my daycare center called I Can. That meant that I was telling the universe that I could do all of these things on this treasure map, that I could begin to believe that they could happen, and I began to know that it would happen as I focused every day on this treasure map. Now you'll see that some of the words are very appropriate to what I was trying to do. And the one thing that I always add to every treasure map I do is God. He comes first in my life, and so he must come first in my business. And so as I went along, placing little children and all my affirmations, I began to see a total picture of what I wanted for my own daycare, and that knew that I wanted to take infants only, from 6 weeks on to 2 weeks. And then I began to let the universe fill it up. Now, how did I do that? Every day I went to where I had this standing and I read it word by word, praying at the same time, God, if this is to be mine, please grant it. Aha! In 1984, I opened the door with 4 babies, which was the law at that time, entered into my daycare, which I ran for 10 years with God's help and with believing in everything I had put on my treasure map. And for 10 years, I never advertised for one child. They were all brought to me by word of mouth, by other mothers and fathers. I never had anything go wrong in my daycare because I gave God these children to protect and care for, and their parents, while I had them in my daycare. That's one dream I had. I've made many treasure maps. But there came a time that I was footloose and fancy-free due to the death of my husband. It was wonderful that I had my daycare, because when he died, I didn't have to go out and get a new job. I just continued. But soon it was time to retire. And what was I looking for? I was looking for a new partner. And you can't quite see this, but it says, love is here. In this treasure map, I made exactly what I was looking for in a new life with a new partner. In here is God. I'm asking God to give me only the person that I need, not someone else's person, my person. I'm asking God to bring on things that we can do together. Let's take a cruise. Let's travel. Let's have a good life together. But what was my number one thing that I wanted? I wanted love. And had I not put love on this treasure map, I can tell you of an experience of a woman who made a treasure map where she wanted a new home, a new car, a new man. And when she came back to report to my class, she said she got all 3 of those things. But the one thing that she didn't get, that she didn't put on the treasure map, was the word love. And she didn't get it. And when the new relationship came about, it was soon over because love wasn't there. That's why it's important when you make up your treasure map that you put on it exactly what you want in no uncertain terms, so that God knows exactly what your desire is and that He can give it to you. And so here's what happened. Along came a silver-haired fox in my life, a man that I suddenly met at square dancing. And the night I met him, I knew he was a forever love. And we lived 26 years together. And we traveled, we cruised, we took 3 cruises. We traveled all over the United States, and I saw places that I probably never would have seen before. We went to Alaska. We went to all kinds of wonderful places. And not only that, we created a home here in El Cajon that was full of love, kindness, generosity, and just everything wonderful for each one of us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sold on treasure mapping, and I hope you will take time and make 1 or 2 for your desires, and let me know how they came out. And so it is, treasure mapping with the heart and God and love. Thank you, Rev Ann.